am Maria of Historical Belle, and today I will be following a 1940s makeup tutorial to the best of my ability. Now, there are several floating about the internet, different charts, different videos. I have looked at so many, and I have compiled them all into one, which I am going to be doing today as the 1940s beauty tutorial to end all beauty tutorials, even though I'm not really like a makeup person, but I am a historical fashion person. So I had to have some historical makeup to help me do that, and I went online and I bought myself some Besame products. Now, in case you've never heard of Besame, they're amazing. Go check them out. I like them. They don't give me anything. If they would like to give me things, that would be super, super cool, but they haven't. But I went and I ordered some Besame products that were all 1940s, or this is 1938, so insanely close to 1940s, and like they still would have had it. And then also I have some of my own things, which are a little bit more modern. They are not in the super fun little vintage packaging that Besame does, that I think is just like the cutest thing in the world. I love their vintage packaging. It makes me so happy. And then I have some modern things like this airspun loose face powder. It's the original formula and they've been making it since 1935. So even if you don't want to go buy like the vintage makeup reproductions, you can just go to your local makeup store and find things that they also still would have had, and it's still super cool. So I'll be using a mix today, but I try to be as historically accurate as humanly possible because it is still 2023. So unless we build a time machine, sadly it's not gonna like really happen. Or maybe not too sadly. 2023 seems okay. 1940 the world was at war and we're not quite there yet, so. So the first thing that you must have for your 1940s beauty routine is a clean face. So never apply makeup on top of old makeup. That is a rule today, it was a rule in the 1940s. So I have a nice clean face, no makeup on, and now we're going to apply makeup. So first thing, once we have a clean face, is our foundation. Now this is the one thing that I have that's not going to be the most historically accurate, but it is my foundation that matches me, and it is hard to find those. This is going to be L'Oreal Paris. It is their infallible 24-hour fresh wear foundation. Also has some sunscreen in it, which I love. So in the 1940s, you would do very minimal foundation, and it could be either liquid or powdered. But it's going to be very minimal. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start applying that with my brush. I have a bad habit of probably having thicker foundation than I should from high school and acne and just being self-conscious of that kind of thing. Thankfully, as I've gotten older, it's cleared up more. Now, I actually have a pretty hard time finding foundation that matches my skin tone because I am just so pale. One time I was looking for foundation, I went shopping for a new foundation, and they have all these really fun names for makeup, which I just love and think are so funny. So I automatically go to the end of the pale spectrum, especially when it's winter and I haven't seen the sun for months. And they have all these really fun names like Cloud and Ivory, and I tried those and I'm like, it's not really matching. And then I went to the one that was the lightest. Do you want to know what the name for that one was? Pale. Just pale. It's like you could have come up with, you had Cloud, you had like soap bubbles, and you just give me pale? Really? Am I just that pale? Alright, so now that we have our foundation on, it is time to apply the Rouge. Now this is so much fun because it is their Crimson Rouge. This is based off of a style from 1938, and it's a cream rouge, which I'm very excited about. I've actually never really used one like this before, but I am very excited, and we are going to apply it using the 3-dot method. And that was very popular in the 1940s. So we're going to put 1 dot. Ooh, look how creamy. Alright, so 1 dot goes right under the pupil of our eye, on our cheekbone. Alright? And then the next dot goes up on our cheekbone. And then the third dot goes in between the two, no farther down than the tip of our nose. So I'm going to try to line it up with the tip of my nose. There we go. So we have our tri-dot method, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to fill it in. I'm just going to use my fingers for this. So we'll make sure it's nice and blended. They were not afraid of rouge in the 1940s, but we don't want to look like a clown. Now that is the simple way to do it, but I have done a deep dive into the 1940s, and they also had a lot about how to do certain types of makeup for certain types of face shapes. So something that you would do for one face shape that's like a longer oval or a heart-shaped face isn't going to be the same that you would do for a round face, which is definitely what I have. It is very round. So for a round face, you might want to go even like a little bit lower with the rouge because you're trying to lengthen your face instead of draw attention to the width, which it already has enough of. We want to get some length. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to go down. So like from where my first dot was, I'm going to take it down a little bit farther. Not out anymore, but just like on the side. I'm going to take it down just a little bit down here to lengthen. Ta-da! I think just going down a little bit on the far side does help create some length. Okay, so remember we're going to do the same thing. Right under the eye, pupil of the eye on the cheekbone, dot. Up here on the cheekbone, dot. Here's my nose, dot. Gonna go ahead and blend all of that together. One of the great things, beauty blenders. You got 5 of them right here, historically accurate to the 1940s. Alright, now if you have a long face, that's probably all you need to do, but since I have a round face, we're going to go down just a little bit farther. Not out anymore, but just down a little farther right here. Alright, nice and blended in. I really like how the cream rouge just kind of like absorbs into my skin. So now that we have applied the rouge, we are going to go and turn our attention to the eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul after all. So for this, I have some Besame products as well. And this is their shimmer palette for the 1940s. It's beige. Very exciting. There was not a whole lot of attention paid to the eyes, especially eyeshadow, like none, almost, for the 1940s. So we're just going to do some nice little simple beige. So the more matte we are going to put on our lid here. Lovely. And then for our upper eye, we're going to go ahead and put the shimmery part. Ooh, I think I'm going to like this a lot. Alright, then we can blend the two. Alright, so let's do the next eye with this. I am loving this palette. For the eyebrows, not a whole lot was done. You could pluck them a lot for shaping. because that was like very much a thing in the 1930s, so it carried over into the early 1940s. But by the time you get to the mid 1940s, you might have a little bit of that arch left, but mostly it was fairly natural brows. Of course, you want everything to look nice and orderly, so you're going to go ahead and give those brows a brush. But that's going to be about it. If you need, and if you feel the need to, having a very light eyebrow pencil in, you know, very, very lightly. You don't want it to make it look like you did it. You want it to look natural. Ta-da! But that's about it for brows in the 1940s. Lashes, on the other hand, were probably the most statement part of the eye. And I actually got some Besame liquid mascara, which I'm a little bit scared to try, but here we go. So it says, to use, squeeze desired amount and use applicator to brush product into the lashes. So we're going to start with a really small amount, just see how this goes, because I'm not sure. So we're just going to squeeze it onto the applicator. It's going to go, right? Okay. There's a little bit there. A little bit of the there. Alright, let's go. Let's try this out. It's on there. I wasn't sure. I kept looking like, did it get off the brush? But yeah, it did. And it's on the eye. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that. We just do the same thing again. We're going to squeeze a little bit of this out onto our applicator. Alright. And we're going to brush it up through our lashes. You have a beautiful cat eye going on. Yes. Look at those beautiful markings. Oh, okay, that's a new way to go. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to work out for you. Okay. Now, the next thing, the most iconic thing, perhaps, of the 1940s is that red lip. Besame makes a reproduction of the early 1940s Victory Red lipstick, which is just so iconic for the American war effort in World War II. So I'm so excited that they have this reproduction. They also have the reproduction of the Victory Red nail polish as well, which I will be using later. Now, Besame, they have a very distinct way that they inform you to put on your lipstick, and they say this is the glamorous way that the movie stars used to do it, to where after even through a whole day of filming, it's going to stay. Now, if you don't do it this way, you will just dry out your lips terribly. Might have done that the first time I ever put Besame lipstick on because I didn't read the instructions. But we're going to start with chapstick. We're going to go ahead give our lips a nice coating. We are then, next, going to tape our lip liner. I'm going to line our lips. Okay. And then, the moment of truth. Time for the Victory Red lipstick. Now, according to the tutorials that I have seen online from the 1940s, you are supposed to do 2 strokes for your upper lips, and then one stroke for the bottom. Now, if you have a long face, that's probably where you want to stop, but if you have a round face, like I said, they are all into those optical illusions to create length. So if you have a round face, you can go ahead and you can give yourself a little bit more of a cupid's bow because that creates length for your face. Also, I just think it's really cute. I'm amazed by this Victory Red lipstick. I feel like ready to go. Now we are pretty much done. The last thing to do is to apply some powder to set our makeup. So I have my loose powder here. Whew. And I have a powder puff brush. They might have used a pad and it might have been packed powder like I have in this compact here. This one is actually a authentic one that still has some powder in it. It still has its powder puff, a wee bit of powder in there. Don't want a shiny nose. So here it is, the final look. I really like it. I think I'm going to incorporate this into my everyday wardrobe. I've been doing a lot of 1940s experimental things as I've been going through and recreating the American Girl doll Molly McIntyre's outfits that she wears on the covers of her 6-book series. I'm calling it the Molly McIntyre Project. You can check it out. I have a whole playlist. It'll be linked. And I think this was really fun. I haven't done a makeup tutorial in a super duper long time, like years, so let me know if you like it and think it's fun. I thought it was fun, and I'll do more of them. Let me know what time periods you'd be interested in seeing makeup looks for next. And of course, you have to have the whole ensemble to make it look like truly 1940s. So I'll be doing hairstyles for 1940s later, and of course you can see the outfits that I have created for the 1940s as well. But thanks for coming along.